Hey, Jumpstarters, you ready to jump right into section 2? Well, before we get started, I hope you're processing what you learned in section 1 and you brought a lot of moments of clarity of why you're on YouTube, what you're about to do. Because just uploading videos, I'm not about that. Like, I'm more about vision, mission, purpose, and be really in line with where you want to go, and then actually set an action plan and goals to get you closer to where you want to be. Now, for me, I was able to share my heart and share with you kind of my vision and my purpose and the reason why I'm doing Channel Jumpstart to influence you here today. And I want you to take that really seriously. Now, for this group and this group alone, just need to give you some context of what's happening in the next 14 weeks. Normally we do this 12 weeks, but with your group, we're gonna do it for 14 weeks. It might be a little bit longer, and so you're gonna have a lot more value to really get what we're teaching here and learn the system that we're going to present to you, and to be able to apply it into your YouTube channel. So the reason why we are redoing some things is not because the content's outdated. It's not even remotely close to that. I've been using this system since 2012. And the bulk of my views and success on YouTube is because of the system I'm going to teach you. Now, that being said, I want to be able to kind of go through my process of what we take very seriously, especially here in Channel Jumpstart, and be a part of this community. But we like to see what's going on. And I noticed that there was a lot of students that would go through and their results were like this. And it was just like off the charts great. And I'm like, what's going on? What are they doing? Why are they succeeding and nobody else over here is succeeding? And then I noticed this other group would get it a little bit later. You know, it could have been 2 months or 3 months after learning the system and things start to pop off, or it could even be 6 months. And I started to see some similarities, and these similarities were very interesting. And I had a hypothesis of some of the things that might not be understood when I'm teaching in Channel Jumpstart, and I need to be able to go more in depth. And ultimately, I noticed a couple Channel Jumpstart students that have been doing this for years. They've been on every cohort call and every Q&A, because what we do and what we say is once a Jumpstarter, always a Jumpstarter. So as long as Channel Jumpstart's online, when a new group comes in, you can experience it at the same time, because ultimately our heart is to want you to succeed, and the best way to do it is when you get the material. And sometimes it takes a little time to process. There's a lot to take in, and some of you are a little bit further along that journey than others. Some are just starting out and so on. But we noticed that a few people that would just kind of pop off in a couple years, and we've been able to survey them saying, what happened? What was going on? And ultimately, they explained, oh, I finally got what you were teaching in section 2 and section 3. It clicked for me. And ultimately, we were looking at the wrong thing, and we were planning on the wrong thing. And I started to see that pattern with the students that would just kind of come a little bit later. And I'm like, well, let's kind of have a discussion. Let's kind of have a dialogue on what that looks like. So for us, I actually have a continuation of Channel Jumpstart. We have group coaching that Justin leads, and then I do mastery that Justin, myself, and Jackson lead, and then also Inner Circle. And I started to ask questions of where people are at in their journey, and then 2, really hone in on the material that we're going to actually present to you in section 2. What we found out was the people that were really pushing the needle had a very clear understanding of what I'm teaching here in section 2. Other people, it was a little bit hazy, a little bit, they're still trying to figure it out. And part of that had to do with the way that they're internalizing it. And so I sat down with our team and says, how are we going to really teach us in a way that more people can understand? Because it is very complicated. I mean, YouTube is complicated, and we try to overcomplicate things just naturally as humans. And so for me, I was able to have this aha moment of the best way to really start teaching you the process of what to look at, why to look at, and then also the fine little details. Now, along this journey, there's been other things that have came out. So you might have noticed in the news, and a lot of creators are talking about AI and how amazing it is. And for us, we've been using AI for a very long time. Like, we really have. In fact, we own a couple businesses that are AI driven, that are kind of lateral. It's nothing to do with Channel JumpStart. But for us, we've seen kind of where AI is coming in as a tool for creators. And then we also seen creators start using AI to try to get more information. And so for us, it was kind of converging with AI and seeing the confusion of the creators who were coming on to Channel JumpStart. And we actually found a way to present it to you and also to package it for you to really, really understand who your viewer is. And so really excited for you, especially this group, because this group is the first group I'm going to take the most time with you. We're going to refine this so things might not be as polished as they could, and that's okay, because all you care about is getting the information, right? That's right. Come on now. And so we'll polish it up. We'll be able to get things going, because you can always come back and watch it over and over again. But your group, I'm going to probably ask more questions, and there's going to be more surveys to make sure that you have the clarity that I think that you need before we move on. Because this section right here between section 2 and section 3 is the most critical of really achieving YouTube success. At the end of the day, it's all about this. And the more clarity you have here, it easy it is to not only be predictable in your success, but it also relieves the stress patterns that come onto our lives, and we get freaked out because it's a business, and we understand, oh, if I do this, this is my process, and ultimately you have a system that I want to teach you, and it's really going to be clear when it comes around what I'm teaching here in section 2 and section 3. So we are really excited to have you here and really experience this new section 2 and section 3. And then just keep in mind, we're going to take this a little bit slower and make sure that you have the clarity, because I have a hypothesis that if I can teach you this the right way, we'll actually increase our numbers of the people that succeed right out of the gate. And I know that that's what you want, that's what we want, and ultimately that would make this community stronger. So guys, thank you so much, and we're going to dive right into section 2.